Israel's Prime Minister Netanyahu wants to expand his circle and Pakistan's Prime Minister Imran Khan wants to join. That's probably the simplest way to sum up the possibility of Pakistan normalizing ties with Israel. What's in it for Israel? More acceptance. For its Prime Minister, the year couldn't have ended on a better note. They've formalized ties with 4 Arab countries, the UAE, Bahrain, the Sudan and Morocco, plus Bhutan. Direct flights now connect Israel with Arab countries. They plan to set up embassies, chalk out bilateral trade, cooperation. What does all of this bring? Better days for Israel's tourism sector, ample avenues to rebuild the economy, which has been hammered by the Wuhan virus. Normalizing ties with Pakistan is not going to hurt Israel. It will open the door to another country. For Prime Minister Netanyahu, it means another feather on his hat, no matter how bad that feather may be. What will it cost Israel? Nothing, at least immediately. Israel does not have to change its policies vis-a-vis Palestine. So Netanyahu gets to eat the cake and have it too. What about Pakistan? Why should Pakistan normalize ties with Israel? For Imran Khan, it's not so much about Israel. It is about rebuilding ties with West Asia, a region that Pakistan has fallen out with, a region that has snubbed Pakistan's military general, a region that is coming closer to Israel, and let's not forget, coming closer to India too. West Asia sees India as a strategic partner. Pakistan wants to make up to them. Because to be honest, there isn't much for Islamabad in Israel. Israel sells weapons and technology, but Pakistan frankly does not have the money to buy anything right now. You may say that Israel and Pakistan can cooperate militarily, and you're right, but that cooperation is already on. And they have been there since the 1980s, those engagements. It's just that they've been under the table, and there is no compelling reason to remove that table after nearly 4 decades. So why should they do it? As Imran Khan said, apparently he's under pressure. He said this on live television. So if he's really thinking of going ahead with the deal, then one must ask a question: who stands to gain? Not Pakistan for sure. Imran Khan will lose support at home, allies abroad, not to mention his face, the face that he's lost many times in the past. Let me explain how this works. For very long, Pakistan has tried to falsely equate the Palestinian cause to what it claims is a struggle in Kashmir. How can it then justify business with Israel? That's not all. Imran Khan also claims to be the true leader of the Muslim world. He will lose that card if he goes with Israel. Pakistan will also lose Iran's support. Unlike Riyadh, Tehran had backed Imran Khan's Kashmir drama. But Pakistan has a history of being ungrateful. It now wants to lean back on Saudi Arabia. By doing so, Imran Khan stands to lose the support of Turkey. Not just support, Turkey's vote in the FATF. It is very complicated for Islamabad. So it should do all of this in return of what? Some modest Israeli trade and investment perhaps, and that too may not happen given Pakistan's economic status and precarious security situation. So who does this deal make sense for? In the last few months, Imran Khan has already lost support at home and abroad. He sold his country to the Chinese. The Pakistani Prime Minister had previously said that he thought it was pointless that Arab countries were signing deals with Israel. Now, if he signs one himself, the captain will score his home run of blunders. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.